There's two reasons guys will hang themselves from the neck. One is, like we said, to escape this worthless masquerade of a life we pretend we have. And the second reason we hang ourselves from the neck is to whack off. These guys, I don't understand. It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. It's a big fancy word, but it's a filthy thing. And this is my problem with it. The risk reward. It's not good. And I know the reward because I read about it. Like apparently by cutting off the oxygen or something like that, you increase your orgasm until it's 1.5 times as powerful as the one you had the Thursday before last. But is that really that important? I mean, we have a lot of things in this country. It's, you know, it's raining in the forest. There's all kinds of shit we have to think about. Let alone whacking off, that's our big problem. But the risk, good Lord. I never open up about my own sexuality, but I will right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm bad at whacking off.
What? Bad at it?
Yeah.
How could you be bad at it?
I know. You would think it would be easy.
Oh, yeah.
It would be fortunate.
You cannot make yourself come?
Oh, I can, but at the wrong times. And I didn't even know about lotion.
Oh, till when?
Till somebody that was intimate with me said, "What are all those big red scabs on your cock?" And I was like, "That's from my fucking furious whacking off."
Well, when was this? How many years ago?
I used like gloves.
What kind of gloves?
Sandpaper. No, look, I'm not good at sex.
Yeah, no, at all.
No, nothing.
It doesn't interest you.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
you got to be interested in something. This is my move. First of all, I'm not good at getting ladies.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't care.
Yeah, so I'll try to. Like I try to make it fast. Like if I see a girl drinking at a bar, right? I'll go up behind her. I'll go. I can get us a bottle. And that doesn't work very often. But sometimes
you just want
it
to get
does.
right.
Yeah, I want to get right. Then I get the lady. I turn off all the lights in the room so it's pitch black, and then I lay down on top of her for 5-10 minutes. And I don't get a lot of return people.
Go well.
But you remind me of a guy that's good at fucking.
I love it.
Fucking and sucking.
Have you met Norm Macdonald before?
I got to work with Norm, and I guess I mean, I hope he doesn't mind if I tell him, because this is a very endearing.
Oh, Last Comic Standing.
No, I did.
Right?
I did the season before.
Okay.
But I got to work with him one week, and we.
What did you do?
Oh man, I watched every single set he did, and it was so cool. And we actually got, you know what? I already got into the story, so I got to tell it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, that's fine.
He wanted to get high.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I don't really get high before shows, but afterwards, cool. And
Sure.
he's like, no, now.
Well, when Norm Macdonald says now,
right,
you say yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he goes and hands me the joint, and I was like, okay. And then he hands it back for a second hit, and I was like, no thanks. And he goes, what's your problem? And I go, well, I'm just worried I'm going to repeat a joke, and I still have to go up and bring you up because the opener was on,
right?
And I was hosting. So I still have to go up there and bring you up, and I just don't. I already did some jokes earlier, and I just don't want to tell the same joke again. And he goes, "That's insane. You're an idiot. Smoke this." and so I smoked it, and then we go inside, and I'm so high. I go, "I'm just going to bring you up. I'm not going to do any time. I'm just going to bring you up." And he's like, "No, do a couple minutes." And I go, "No, please just let me just bring you up." And he goes, "No, do 5 minutes." This guy's doing really well. Give me, take a little, do a little time in between.
You need a little buffer between comments.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, okay. So I went up there and I was so high, I was like, I don't even remember what I said in the first half of my set. So I'm just going to tell jokes that I haven't told in years. And when I told a joke,
so you told the audience, you let the audience in on the fact that you had been.
No, the audience didn't know.
They didn't know.
So I would just tell.
Okay. Oh, so you just said that to yourself. I'm just going to do jokes I haven't done in 5 years.
Yes,
Okay.
and I walked on stage and I would tell a joke, and then I would watch the audience, and if they laughed, I would relax and go, okay, that one down. And I did that the whole set. It was horrible. I was so stressed out, and then I just said, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald. And I look over to my right, and there he is walking the opposite way. and the feature turned him around and pointed him to the stage.
Over here, Norm.
That's
Norm.
how high we got by accident.
By accident, like you tripped on a joint. But I mean,
I love the peer pressure from Norm, though. That's awesome. It's like a high school and middle school all over again.
And he's my hero, so
Yeah.
I just, for me, I was a little worried about him. But then he walked on stage and he opened it up with this great bit, and he
Yeah.
was crushing.
Right.
He was destroying, and then he got the light, and then he started to wrap it up, and he started to tell the joke he opened with. And I started to freak out. I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
And the audience thought it was a joke. They thought he was being Norm.
I'm sure.
But when he delivered the punchline, and it was the same punchline, they realized he had just forgotten his joke, and they didn't laugh. They felt a little betrayed, and he walked off stage in complete confusion. And
That bit usually kills.
and then the feature goes, "You told the same joke twice, you idiot." And he goes, "No." And then he looks at me and he goes, "This is your fault." And I never got to work with him again. That was the last time I worked with Norm.
But you know what? With Norm Macdonald, though, that's Norm. He's so irreverent that
You'd almost expect it.
He can do that.
Yeah.
And all this, that's a bit in itself. I mean, look at the cauliflower joke he did on the roast of Bob Saget.
Yeah.
That bit, he purposely went up there on that roast and bombed on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was genius.
Yeah.
And have you heard that bit?
Watch Norm Macdonald roast. Who was he roasting?
It was Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
So your head looks like a cauliflower or something like. I'm not going to do the bit, but yeah, go back.
I'm used to say goodbye, nothing new to me. Baby, I'm trying to survive, and I know that you believe in a world with happy endings. So tired of pretending.
Oh, why not?
Smells like a fucking pot dispensary in here.
Oh, Norm, let's stay on track here. Let's stay on track. So it's been hard for me to get on.
I feel like I'm high.
It's getting normal. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sense.
It's not you, is it?
No, I'm not gonna. Let's move the show in a good order here.
But you seem different.
Let me. Okay, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out of
It's
order.
okay. It doesn't
No.
matter.
I'm
It doesn't
gonna
matter.
remember this.
It's legal. It's legal.
Okay, it has to do with what you just
Medicinal
did. Norm fucks
marijuana
with
is
people.
legal.
The most painful thing in the world for me is, and I realize, and it's so true. One of the most, not physical pain, but just mental pain, is waiting to talk. And that's what I was doing out there. You're outside there. They're talking, but you're waiting to talk.
That's not all you were doing outside. It's legal. It's
Norm
legal.
asked-
It's legal.
I almost don't want to admit this because it makes him look so bad.
No, but
he
listen.
made me smoke pot, America. This is the truth. I don't believe in God, but my truth. My truth. Outside, he goes, "Come on, you'll smoke. I'm like, if you want me to smoke, I'll smoke. I didn't plan on it because I get chat. People that smoke pot more than you think, you're always fighting with them when you go, I only smoke pot 4 times a week. You're just saying it casually. They're like, you smoke more than that. Like, relax. What are you afraid? I'm not admitting I'm like you.
4 times a week seems like a lot to me.
Does it really?
A little.
Look into my eyes.
I'm serious. I'm very serious.
No, I don't know who Bill Boggs is. The name sounds familiar. Oh, shut up. What are the odds smoke came billowing out of my mouth after half an hour? Really? You think your audience is that dumb? They're going to sit home and go, oh, my God, Todd Glass, a half an hour into his interview, smoke came billowing out of his mouth. Do you think we stopped saying N-rig, which means, or N-rich, or nigger-rich, or nigger-rigged, which were terms that some people are going, were they terms? Because, well, it's a fine. Or do you think we just shouldn't use people?
What'd they say when you,
Most
hey,
people-
stop with that joint there,
Well,
getting spit on.
So, no, hold on a second. So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
I know.
And so you
I
have
was
to
trying to
say...
give you another
so
example.
if the,
My friend, he would get stoned and he'd go, I thought of all these ideas and everything, you know, but I never write them down. So he goes, I'm going to write them down. I'm going to have a little notebook and write down whatever I think is funny, you know? And so he said he woke up one day after getting really stoned, and on his pad he had written, "That's really funny."
You asked for some stories about Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget, and the odd part about it is that if I had known they would die as young as they did, I would have really taken notes. I mean, I remember one time, like every time I had lunch with Norm, I would let him pay. I wouldn't put in a dime. And then one time we went out to lunch, and he waited for me to put at least $1 in. And I said, come on. Why ruin the tradition? And so he put the money in again. And I remember one time doing Norm's podcast, and it was like the two of us were just going crazy and laughing, and it was like insane. And then afterwards we went to dinner, joined by Bob Saget and Jeffrey Ross. And that was like just nonstop laughing and joking. I mean, I think that dinner, if we had been secretly filmed, that would have been an award-winning comedy special. But yeah, so I still miss Norm and I still miss Bob. And but I'm sure they're happy to have like fans like you who still remember them.
On the subject of SNL, and it's sweet when you took over for Norm, and Gilbert and I haven't said anything. Gilbert, I don't know, have you spoken publicly since Norm passed about him, Gil?
I don't know if I've
We haven't said
publicly.
anything on this show,
Yeah.
which we
No.
we would like to do now. You both knew him well, but the bartender speech when you took over, and obviously it was a very awkward period for you.
Oh God!
To be stepping into that role, and also a friend's job.
Yes, yeah. It was like we lived in the same building too.
You know how you go to your favorite bar and your local bartender isn't there? You ask, where's Jeff? Jeff no longer works here, I'm Steve. And you're thinking, hey, who's this idiot? I like Jeff, but you still want your drink? And even though Steve doesn't mix your drink the same way you're used to, like Jeff, you still like the bar, you don't have to go to a different bar. And even Steve might feel kind of bad because Jeff trained him.
Did he ever say anything to you about that? Did he ever give you a
He
blessing?
was so he was so classy in not saying anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all.
You have that great I'm Steve, what can I get you?
Yeah.
The bartender piece.
Well, I'm Steve. What can I get you?
But I wish it would have stayed the way it was. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Norman's he's so funny. He was so distinctively funny. You know?
Nobody like him, really.
No, he had his own thing. You know what I mean? He was just very well, like Gilbert. I mean, they just have their own. They march to their own drummer, even in a business where everybody marches to their own drummer. They both have that, you know, idiosyncratic thing where it just be like, this is how I am, and that's it, and it's great. But you know, you have to tune to their frequency. You know, it's not like you can just, you know.
You know what's funny about that first update you did? Here's Norm being fired, as we all know, by Don Ohlmeyer,
right?
Because of cutting too close to the bone with the OJ jokes. When in fact he was doing a public service by telling those OJ jokes. And I'm watching you do your first update. There's an OJ joke. It's like the third joke.
Yeah.
In the February issue of Esquire magazine, O.J. Simpson said that if I had killed Nicole, it would have been because I loved her very much. And then he said, and if I had killed Ron Goldman, it would have been because he accidentally witnessed me loving Nicole very much. Somebody should buy this guy a John Gray book, all right?
You shook his hand once? OJ? Getting out of a car?
Well,
he was getting out of a limo?
He was getting out of a limo middle of the afternoon, and I have no psychic energy. I've never had those kinds of things, you know. But for whatever reason, this was in an afternoon. He's getting out of a limo with a girl. It's spring break. It's packed with people. It's Florida. And they're like, hey, do you want to meet OJ? I go, yeah, OJ, it's greatest running back of all time. You know, great, charming movie star. I shake his hand. He shakes my hand. And he's not even looking at me. He's looking past me. And he shakes my hand. And I felt like a jolt of, like, evil. I swear to God.
It's like the Dead Zone.
That's what it was like. That's what it was like. And I was like, I go, that was weird, OJ. I love OJ. Well, that was weird energy, you know.
Wow. So you picked up on something.
I feel like I did, you know. It's, of course, in retrospect, but I remember telling people at the time, so.
I was also fond of, going back to your SNL bits, Colin Quinn Explains the New York Times.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And the St. Pat's editorial and Joe Blow. You look like you were having fun, and the best stuff is you and Norm together.
That's right. That's right.
There's obviously an affection that comes across on the screen.
Yes, yeah. And that was the early days of it. It was great.
I'm sorry we never managed to get him here. We tried, and for whatever reason, he was as elusive as you.
He's more elusive. He's like,
he was.
I love to do it. I'd love to. You're like, oh, good. How about next week? Yes. What day? And you're like, okay. He's like, all right, call him and we'll set it up. Next week is perfect because I'm doing this. And you're like, hey, I'll say Norm. Years later, what happened? What? I thought I was going to come on your show. What happened? It's like, oh, Jesus, Norm.
Well, like you say, march to his own drum.
Yeah.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I was a broken apart by you.
Oh, I remember meeting OJ at a party years ago, and it turns out he was a fan.
Uh-oh.
And he did an imitation of me, and to this day, I wish I had like that on film.
Of
course. It would be like Charles Manson doing an imitation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which brings us to two notable comedians and two friends of Gilbert's. And Gilbert, you might have to do the driving on this one. Let's start with the late great Norm.
Yeah, I remember doing Norm's podcast, and you know, as always, it turned with any of my comic friends who would turn like deranged.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very funny with that. He'd always talk with like a sneer, you know. It's like and I remember right after I put that photo up a few times. It's one of my favorite photos. Afterwards, after doing Norm's show, Norm and I joined Jeff Ross and, of course, Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a night of just nonstop laughs.
You could tell even from the still photo
Yeah.
that you guys were ripping it up.
Yeah, it was just so much fun.
Truly original. Truly original. I never met him. You know, it's funny. I'm in comedy a long time, and I know a million comedians, and I've gotten to work with a million comedians, and for some reason our paths never crossed. And we wanted to get him on this show, Gil, as you know.
Yes.
And he was Norm. So he was strangely strangely hard to pin down, or non-committal, or could do it and then couldn't do it, and.
Well, I can't. I don't really know. You know, I know I'm working.
One of the truly great comic minds, though, and his last appearance on Letterman, where he got so emotional, you know, and in ways it sounds corny. I felt I knew him through his work, and obviously a lot of mutual friends. That Letterman appearance, really.
Gil, your appearance on his podcast, that that whole podcast was so good and so funny.
Yeah, let's not diminish that, Gilbert. It made history, your appearance, and also the Einstein episode.
Yeah.
With Norm.
Yeah, I remember when I was on Norm's podcast afterwards, I just felt like I ran a marathon. It was just got crazier and crazier.
Netflix owns that show now, and they're not available to the public, unfortunately, and they're sitting on them. Hopefully, one day it would be great if that podcast was re-released, because
there's that Bob Einstein episode is also legend.
Yep.
What can you say about the guy? I mean, a really rare, truly original comic voice.
Really,
and I love
such
Kurt
a
Ferguson
loss.
more than life itself.
He, by the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, not a memoir, which is so funny. The audio book, he narrates it. So if you miss Norm and you've never heard him reading his book, it's brilliant.
Now I got to get it. Yeah, I regret never meeting the man. And Gilbert, I'm glad you had such wonderful times with him.
Yes, he was a lot of fun.
It's a big loss. It's a loss for this
like
podcast,
a total smartass.
Yeah, I wish our paths had crossed.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around.
So let's move on to Bob. Last but not least, which was a blow and not expected. And I will say that I had just reached out to Bob. We just recorded our 400th episode a couple of days ago, Gilbert and I reached out to Bob and I said, will you come and do this with us? And he said, I think I'm on a plane that night. And we were going back and forth and trying to arrange something. And then I sent him the link, which has been shared online. I sent him the link to Don Rickles' estate auction. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
They
I bid on a couple things.
You bid on a couple of things?
And I got none of them.
Bob's face was on a couple of items that, like there was pictures of them together and a poster or something. And I said, hey, you might want to bid on some of these things. And he wrote me back and he said, this just makes me sad, actually. And he said, but life goes on. And I had said to my wife, I have to call Bob. I have to text Bob. We moved the date of the 400th episode, and I got a phone call from my sister-in-law probably 20 minutes later telling me she just heard that he was gone. It was very shocking, and still is.
I had just spoken to Bob like a few days before he died. And we were on the phone, and as always, the minute anything turned at all sincere or serious, we turn it to just complete filth and make it reverse, and it was always fun. And it was like, I always remember, like, when the Aristocrats came out, people were saying, can you believe Bob Saget talks like that? And to people who knew him, they say, we couldn't believe he could speak any other way.
It wasn't Danny Tanner.
No.
I didn't know him that well. I certainly didn't know him as well as Gilbert, but but that was part of him. But there was such a gentleness to the guy.
Yes.
Too. I mean, his humor was so edgy and so dark and it could be so scatological, as you'll hear because we're rerunning the second episode that we did with him. But he didn't want to injure. He didn't want to hurt anybody. He was very, very, very sensitive guy. Did he always tell you that he loved you before he hung up the phone, Gilbert?
Yes.
As Dara shared with me, there was a real kindness to him that you couldn't miss.
And I remember I got a call from Jeff Ross who said, sad news, Bob Saget died. And I swear, I thought, this is going to be a funny, sick joke. And I said, okay. And I was waiting for the punchline. And then he said, no, seriously, he died. And I still have a hard time grasping that.
It's a gut punch. It really is. You Gilbert you made the rounds. You went on CNN. You went on television. You said some lovely things about him, but. It's 65. I mean, it's too young. It's too big a loss for.
And it seemed like he was another one starting out again, like he did a live show.
Yeah.
And he was really excited to be getting back to live performing and.
Going back to the second podcast with him, and he started that podcast, Bob Saget's Here For You, and it did seem like he was entering another phase of his career and another phase of his life. It seemed like he was more wistful and trying more to be of service. I mean, that's why he was pleasant to be around. There really was no show business at all to the guy.
Yeah.
And he struck me, again, didn't know him well, but he struck me as also having a sadness about him. Do you think that, Gil, did you feel that?
Yeah.
A depth and a sadness about him.
And he also, he had two sisters who died.
Yeah, that's right.
One from scleroderma, which was a charity he did loads of work for.
Yes, to his credit.
And see, there's another thing that shows that what I've always said about comedy and tragedy. He made. I remember being with him a few times where he made jokes about his sister. Really deranged stuff. But then you see, he loved his sister, of course, and his family was totally traumatized by it. But he could just be completely sick. I think if you could communicate with the dead and get in touch with Bob Saget, he would make completely bad taste jokes about his own death. He was that kind. He would just really
staying true to his art to the end.
Yes.
To the bitter end. It's a big loss for us personally, for Gilbert and Jeff and Stamos and obviously a lot of his friends and fans.
And I put up a photo too. I was on the beach with Jeff, and we're holding up a phone, and on the phone is Bob Saget, because we're sitting on the beach and said, "Hey, let's call Bob."
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much else we can add. Rest in peace, Bob.
So when you started Incredibad
/ The Lonely Island.
Yeah, The Lonely Island. What's the significance of that name, though? That's what really I wanted to ask. The Lonely Island. You think of all islands as kind of lonely.
Do you really want to hear the story?
Yes, please.
I do do a real short version, which is just basically was what we called the apartment we lived on Olympic with all the traffic. It was a sarcastic name from a sarcastic Tennessee Williams style sketch we did about the apartment.
Akiva wrote a one-act play.
God damn, I wish I had a time machine.
To see that action.
Yeah, no, to take back my question.
Thought you were going to say to murder Hitler.
I would not. People always fucking want to murder Hitler with their time machine, right? But then I feel if I got back there, I'd be afraid of falling under the spell of his fucking beautiful eyes.
It's true.
You want oratory, and then
locked in the gaze.
Yeah, and then I join the fucking party.
That's
knowing
his
me.
thing. He gives you his full attention. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe there's something to this guy.
No, but before you ask another serious
Believe
question,
it or not, they're telling us to wrap it up. I don't exactly know why you guys.
Wrap what? This was fun for everyone.
It's the
For the
Lonely
record,
Island, guys.
I would have killed Hitler. So thanks, gentlemen.
Can I just clarify? if I did go back in time to kill Hitler, I would do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get lost in
that's
his
the front
eyes
door
and then
choice.
bail.
Yeah.
Just so I don't get hit from all the
I know all the
defamation leads.
You would end it. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm sorry about.
We got to wrap it up.
I'm sorry
It's
about
over.
bringing up Hitler.
You really brought this live show to a new
This is
low.
the first one, right? This is your first interview?
It's just going to get worse.
This is the first time I've ever interviewed a man.
If you can bring Hitler into all of them, they're going to ask you back for sure, which is I know what you want.
That's what we're all hoping for.
Okay.
I'm sick of these kind of characters. I think we should kill Hitler. Me and you go suicide, kill him.
Right. It's like he died 50 years ago, probably.
Did he? I didn't even know he was sick.
He wasn't. Well, No, that's fine.
I wish I could find a Hitler of today and go kill him.
Mark. Now let's take us back in time. You started. You say.
I wish I could. I don't know.
Figuratively.
If I could take you back in time, first I'd kill Hitler, but then I'd ride a dinosaur or something. I don't know what you wanted to do, but these are some things you'd have to do first. I would invest in Coca-Cola. There's a lot of things I wouldn't do if I could go back in time, but unfortunately I can't. You're probably going, oh, well, this guy can go back in time. Why hasn't he? Well, that's an interesting question you ask. Because I don't have a time machine, and I don't know any portholes in the atmosphere that I can go through, and that's about the only scientific stuff I could say is portholes, and maybe that's just for
what
boats.
year would you go back to if you could go back in time? What year?
If I could go back in time, I'd go back a year ago and just get a pastrami sandwich or something from some place that closed 2 months before. But so I don't, because if you could just go back any time, then that would be fine.
Well, then let's go down memory lane just a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, when did
I thought you just went there. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I'd say hello to Jesus.
I'm sorry.
If I could go back in time and say, hey, between you and me, I think, maybe keep your mouth shut. It's getting people angry. You're really not making any friends here. Eventually, you'll be famous. Trust me. But right now, maybe you just want to, pull back a little.
Go ahead, Angela. Hop in here.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
Ever go into those,
What was your thing? Goodwill Smith? How'd that one go?
I was just, it's
on Mad TV they would often
like parodies.
combine two things.
I pitched a thing called
Goodwill Smith.
Goodwill Smith.
All right.
He worked at an all-black college, and the the problem on the blackboard that no one could solve was 2 + 2. Then Will Smith plays a janitor who puts a 4, and they go, who solved that? It took the professors 8 years to figure this one out. They rejected it. They said it was like racist.
I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go of everything in the past. I'm scared of letting go.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Here, you read one.
All right. No.
You don't like that
No,
one?
I mean, I like it.
Do you understand that we're on the air?
Yeah.
Oh, right. We all know that the Swiss are officially neutral.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
Well, that screwed up my timing.
Who wrote this?
We don't have a name on
Do you have writers?
It's anonymous.
Well,
It's
I
like
think-
I didn't
I don't
write
wanna
it.
say
I didn't write that one. We all know the Swiss are officially neutral. Unofficially, however, they're filthy sons of bitches. Now the Swiss think I hate them.
What about this?
Go ahead.
Read this one.
I can prove God exists if I can just find that damn receipt from our brunch in heaven.
That is so funny. That is so funny. Did you write this?
I didn't write that one. No,
Read
I
that
didn't.
one.
Call me an old softy, but I'd prefer it if you called me a distinguished gentleman with a flagging erection.
Oh.
I don't like that one.
I'll read that one.
Why are you going to make me read all this? Alfred the Great may well be the greatest monarch
Can you
in the
do
history
me a
of...
favor? Can you find out what the traffic is like on the Santa Monica going to the Deadpan?
You'll like this one, Super Dave.
Deep
Hey,
throat.
can I tell you something? This is a bad segment. Oh, yeah, it is. You know it is. You know it is. When you come to goodnight, he says goodnight. I really enjoyed doing this show. I had a great time, and I'll see you next week.
That's a good idea.
These
Yeah,
jokes
that's not
are
a bad
so
idea.
they're not even they're so beyond insultingly awful that it's not a segment. Can we start this segment over without the
No,
joke?
it's live.
Yeah, it is
We're
live.
live on podcast?
This is live.
Holy cow.
Listen to this joke because
Well, yeah, I
think
just wanted to say...
this
no,
is
this
right
isn't-
up his alley.
Yeah, this is just in the...
He might not
deep,
remember this guy though.
No, he'll probably remember. Deep throat porn legend Harry
he's
Reeves.
dead.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
died. But how are
You
they
know
going to
who
close
that
that
is?
casket? I mean, because probably because of his erection, I would think.
How are they going to close that casket? That isn't very good, is it?
I didn't write that one.
Plus, a man died.
Yeah, a guy died.
How are they going to do it?
He was a real pioneer.
Make Super Dave laugh.
Super Dave, I just wanted to tell you, Alfred the Great may well be the greatest monarch in the history of England. The worst, Richard the Goat F***er.
I don't think he's gonna laugh. It's like
No,
watching.
I think he's close. Hold on. I think he's close.
It's like watching that golf ball on the edge.
I
of
don't
the,
understand. I don't understand any of these. I don't even understand that they're how you could take a segment to end your first show when these ratings are so important. And you've I mean people at home, that guy who's wanted to know how to become a comic.
Who, JP?
No, the
guy who wanted to
know
know
from
how
the
to
writer.
become
Yeah,
a
yeah,
comic.
yeah, right.
How can you tell him how to become a comic when you're reading that? Yeah. Would you read that at the Comedy Store?
No, I'm ashamed.
I don't think you would you? What's your best
But
joke?
he's not
Do
a-
it right now. We're going to close the show on your best joke.
I'm not a comic.
Do
you
it.
are. You've done stand-up.
Do it.
You've done stand-up comedy.
No, I didn't write
Do
jokes. I really didn't write jokes.
But you've done stand-up comedy.
What is
yeah,
your,
that's why I don't do it anymore.
Will you talk to him after the show? Because you've got to
Let's go
get this. There's got to be.
over a
It's got to
drink.
be more fluid when you talk to him. He's got to come back and forth.
I know. That's what I told him before. I said yes. You've got to like say yes.
Yes,
instead
It's
of
yeah.
got to
no.
be like ping pong.
It's always no.
It's like ping pong.
I know, but with him
Right.
it's always no. With him it's like you hit
No, but
the
he can't
guy,
do that.
and then
You
he
gotta-
grabs
you
the
gotta
ping pong ball
participate.
and
What's
he
your
throws it
best
up.
joke?
What's your best
The
joke?
problem is I don't have any jokes. I
Oh,
literally
to
have no
say
jokes.
that again. What is your best joke?
I mean, the punchline is
It's all right.
cunt is in the sink.
It's okay. That's the joke.
That's all I know. That's all I got.
You just wrecked.
The latest
Adam
Archie,
Egan telling a joke.
the latest Archie comic shows gay character Kevin kissing his boyfriend Devin. Another barrier will be broken next month when, in a dream sequence, Jughead will be show fisting Betty Crocker.
God damn, you're illiterate.
It's a show fit. No. Oh, you're right.
Will be
It's
shown.
shown.
Will
Yeah,
be
they
shown.
forgot to write the end there. Listen, whenever someone says, I have a couple irons in the fire, I think, is one of them a job writing blacksmithing metaphor? What? Why are these
I
all
don't know.
fucking...
I don't
That's
know.
funny.
But we're going to end.
screwed.
We're going to.
Astronomers have discovered 3 new planets that have an atmosphere conducive to human life, and they've discovered one that has an atmo conducive to hipster life.
Whatever.
I like that one.
Some of the 200 Nigerian schoolgirls kidnapped by extremists in Nigeria have been forced to marry their kidnappers. And worse than that, they've been forced to laugh at their husbands' stories, even after hearing them for the umpteenth time.
You know something.
Yeah, I know.
It's
but
very
we don't have
hard to make a joke about those girls who
I
are kidnapped.
know.
When I hear about those things, that is one of the
terrible.
worst. You know,
And yet you got a big laugh.
George Clooney's engaged. The rich and handsome 53-year-old told reporters, "It's time for me to settle down and start officially cheating on a heartsick and disillusioned spouse."
I don't hear any laughter.
Well,
I love George Clooney so much that he can do no wrong. He's just one of the good.
I can do a lot of wrong.
He's just one of the good human beings in the world.
A good name for a dog is Syndrome. Then when he tries to attack someone, you can yell Down syndrome.
Don't laugh.
It's not.
I apologize.
I mean, yeah.
That's like
it was a little insensitive, I guess. In England, a woman was arrested for throwing a birthday party for her 16-year-old son that included marijuana, alcohol, and strippers. Now she's got even bigger problems. What to do for his 17th birthday?
Whatever.
There's going to be a Broadway musical based on the movie Rocky. I don't know if you guys heard about this. In the Broadway musical version of the show, after Rocky climbs the steps of the art museum, he goes inside and spends 2 hours looking at paintings.
Yeah, I know, goddamn.
Goes inside and looks at what? Paintings?
He looks at paintings.
I like
for
that.
2
That's a good one.
hours. 2 women accused of using sorcery have been beheaded in a remote village in Papua New Guinea. A team of police rushed to the scene but were forced to stand by and watch the victims being decapitated with axes as locals refused to let them come to their aid. Norm, if you ever go to a remote village in Papua New Guinea, at all costs, avoid using sorcery.
I didn't understand any of that.
Maybe you'll have me
Everyone
back.
stopped listening like 3 minutes in.
Mondays aren't actually worse than any other day, according to a group of researchers who've never read a Garfield comic.
Fred?
Workers at a Harvard University library have discovered a book that's bound with human skin.
Ew.
I know,
God
it's disgusting.
almighty.
Anyway, they were able to determine that part of the body the skin came from after the book was grabbed by a sexy librarian and immediately expanded to 3 times its size. 3 times its size. It's like
Maybe if he didn't start
Does that
maybe
mean it was made from a penis?
Yeah.
Oh.
Michelle Obama has booked a cameo on the ABC show Nashville. With this and her appearance on iCarly, I think Michelle is ready to start appearing in films. May I suggest my favorite film series, Black Ass F***ers. It's actually... you don't hear any more about Bob Costas' infected eye. Who is stonewalling this investigation? I'm thinking about a year I would work on my delivery, but it's just not working out. I think the joke
You don't
is
hear any
that,
more about Bob Costas' infected eye? Who's stonewalling this investigation?
He's a consummate amateur.
Yeah.
You want to do that one?
Yeah. Adam?
One day in the hopefully not too distant future, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is going to hear a loud popping sound, the sound of his head coming out of his ass.
Adam is very kind. Adam is the kindest guest to you so far.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. Just in case he's still booking Tempe.
So this week I learned by Adam.
Invited back to the comedy table.
These are always fun. This week I learned, just because I masturbated to that picture of a guy falling to his death on 9/11 doesn't mean I have to share it. This week I learned you can pay your dentist with blowjobs.
Who knew that, right?
What I found out this week.
But you won't feel it because of the Novocaine.
All right, I learned 2 things this week.
Is that easier?
This week I learned that cum tastes like nickels.
Oh.
This week. Is that true?
That cum tastes like nickels?
Yeah. That's funny. Is that what it says?
That's what it says here.
This week I learned how many gallons of sweat my Kmart hat can hold. Jesus Christ.
We'll be back with the ever funny Adam Egan.
Okay, get ready to laugh.
Why is it so different to find pornography about people in stable monogamous relationships?
Why is it so what?
Different?
Different? Difficult! Damn.
Start all over, and the joke still works.
Oh my God.
Earlier this week, Aaron Jackson of Topeka, Kansas, painted his house the colors of the Gay Pride rainbow flag in direct protest of the Westboro Baptist Church. When that didn't seem to work, Jackson fucked 3 of his best buds on his front lawn.
Homophobic.
Yeah.
Well, I think it shows
earlier he
solidarity.
was racist, and now he's homophobic.
Well, I think of this. Former Tennessee Titans cheerleader Elizabeth Lee Garner, 42, is accused of pulling a 12-year-old boy's pants off and offering him oral sex. The boy refused her advances not because he was 12, but because he was a die-hard Colts fan.
This is what I have to work with, you know?
Chipotle has canceled its planned sponsorship of the Utah Boy Scout event due to the BSA's ban on gay leaders and scouts. Ironic how an all-male anti-gay organization would want to put hot, thick loads of beef and sour cream in their mouth.
Okay. We get the idea. You hate gay guys.
So I'm a guest on there, and now it's time to introduce the next guest. And she says, okay, this next guy coming out, he's a great actor. He was in Risky Business. He was done all kinds of stuff. I just love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Pantaleone. And he comes out, and as he's walking across the stage toward the desk, she goes, oh, I know who he is.
He said during Roseanne's
talk show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So one time, the guest was Joe Pantoliano, and she didn't know who he was.
You f***ed it up. God damn it.
God.
Oh, mother.
You don't even have your own stories. You take other people's stories and f them up.
Know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay. Say things will stay the same. Say I'm all I need.
If you're walking down the sidewalk and there's somebody coming the other way in a wheelchair, do you have a look, or do you oh no, I'm going to act normal?
Well, I look at the guy, and I hope to God my face isn't making all kinds of twitches.
I like to hedge my bets. I don't want to ignore him, so I'll look at him, but I'll like scowl or something.
Really?
You know?
It's the same joke.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What was your joke?
You had one joke?
No, it was so ridiculous. It
What?
was stupid.
What was it?
Oh God, man!
Well,
It was something like, don't take a shot from a girl at a bar because it looks ridiculous. It's never good. I think the punchline was, is this a Care Bear cum shot or something? It was really ridiculous. I don't remember it. It was so long ago, but that was the gist of it, and that's why I don't do stand-up anymore.
He can't even tell his own joke.
I mean, I'm not a good,
Anything.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's like...
And we're going to read jokes. We read jokes.
I thought you were going to talk about this thing.
We're going to talk about the man. What about the Mangrate?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No! No, my God. What is the Mangrate, you ask?
Okay.
Huh?
Fine, I didn't, but...
You didn't ask. It is 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates.
Iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse, like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Cast iron.
Iron?
Cast iron grilling grates that are
kidding when you say iron?
You know what? Don't be like Larry King. That I say iron, and he's up my asshole for 4 days.
It should be iron. That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah?
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest
language
To
to
me,
learn.
it's the easiest. Man, great. Great. Have you heard of the Mangrate?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about it?
On Adam Carolla's podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Do you have a father? Mangrate is the perfect gift for this Father's Day. Is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% made in America. If he was dead, it would have been a really bad moment in the commercial. Your dad's alive?
No.
God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Your father's dead. But you have children. You are a father.
Yes, and I'm not dead.
Yes.
Maybe you'll give me one and
I'll give you one. Is your mom still alive?
My mom?
Yeah.
No, she's dead.
Jesus Christ, is any of your relatives alive? It's Mangrate. They're revolutionizing the way people grill. What, Adam Egan? It's true. You haven't heard of the revolution? You can put chicken on this or steak. That's not that unique. It has heavy duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
These are very heavy.
Yes, no, but that's part of the charm. It weighs a lot of pounds.
Is that heavy?
Yeah. Listen, man, what was that Vegas story?
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
What is in that?
Again. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like a, all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Listen. No more dry meat. What do you think of that?
Good. You want your meat juicy.
Oh, come on now. Don't make it sound like a fat, plumpy, delicious cock. No more flare-ups? You know, in your barbecues, always big flare-ups? It was named one of 2012's best grilling accessories. There's more facts about the Mangrate than about Nick. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the Mangrate. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good. Hey, how about this? Each Norm Macdonald show order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush.
Jesus.
You don't want to put that on your not dry meat?
Look at that. Those things are dirty.
No.
That's from the iron.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, it's not from my cock.
What?
I just went to the bathroom. You say cock so much.
I'm in your butt.
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
Your mouth is my toilet.
Again. This commercial is like a mini-series. Are you a jingoist? 100% made in America. 100% cast iron. Mangrate.com. Thank you, Andy. That's yours. You just threw your own going away present with contempt to the floor. That was our only sponsor.
Oh, yeah, and you lost.
Yeah, now we found out we lost Mangrate as a sponsor. And then earlier today, I think we were told legally we can't say we lost them as a sponsor even.
Yeah, I think we were still waiting to find out if we were allowed to say that.
But anyways,
Fuck
that
it,
was
who cares?
Schwartz.
We lost them.
That was Nick Schwartz and that it all up.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around.
One of your lesser known, but one of my favorite things you've ever done is a commercial you did for the Mangrate.
God. That's an online only thing, don't you think?
It's got like 100,000, maybe a couple of million views. And I just want to know, did they ever come around to your interpretation of their ad and their product?
No, what he's referring to is I have this podcast that, I do this podcast, I don't make any money off it. And then they're like, do this commercial. I'm like, fuck, I don't even make any money. And so there was this goddamn thing called a Mangrate. And it weighed like 100 pounds. It was supposed to be some sort of cooking device for steak. And I had to read all this thing. And I couldn't even lift it. I was like sweating profusely. And talk about what it was. And then, I don't know.
It gets very colorful.
Like what?
It gets very colorful.
It gets very colorful. Yeah, and I'm not going to say what I said here in a house of worship. But no, they never came around to seeing the...
that sponsorship ended.
That sponsorship ended without amicability.
Obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm Macdonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew what was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly, and then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed. And I was always sad about that because I thought we're a very celebrity conscious age and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like I'll be out in the world walking around and people will say, I saw that when you were with Harlan or when you were with Norm or with Ron. That really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now.
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people? That I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm Macdonald was this person who would come... you all know Norm Macdonald, but Norm Macdonald, when we'd have him on in the early days, to this day, I've never interviewed anybody like Norm Macdonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm Macdonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up. I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald. This might go off the rails really fast. Type of guys.
Yeah. Norm Macdonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm Macdonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, when remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan." I'd be like, "Really? You purchased I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters." And I'm like, "You have 3 daughters?" "Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly." And I'd be like, "Well, one day this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, now, Norm, I tell you," and then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
about halfway through where it's going.
I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes. We call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne-Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually where we could just queue it up on command?
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw You saw an amazing thing happen. And if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, "Oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne-Smith, and I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
You are making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
I made a movie with Carrot Top.
Okay.
She left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top?
That's where I'm going, my friend. What's the movie going to be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
What about my career?
Courtney Thorne-Smith, the girl sitting to your left, is in the movie.
I'm going to go see it.
Well, there's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.